The open educational resource, or OER. The open education resource is something where over the network we generate, over the network we store or we generate certain databases of the content relative to education, which can be constantly utilized by students, and this remains as an open access platform, right? We have a particular platform or a web-based platform over which we have shared, say, a book or 100 videos relative to a particular thing. Now anyone can come in, can connect through internet protocol, can connect to that particular web page or that particular website, and can view that particular video. Such type of the resources, if they are being created, or can read a particular PDF, or can listen to a particular audio which has been established. Such type of resources which are being created, they are termed as open educational resources. So they are freely accessible, openly licensed text, media and other digital assets. They are which are useful for teaching, learning and assessing, as well as for research purposes. So they are freely accessible web-based sources which are being created, right? The development and promotion of open educational resources is often motivated by a desire to provide an alternative or enhanced educational paradigm, and this is created for improvement in the education, right? For example, a particular teacher which is placed in IIT, and he is one of the well-known professor for a particular subject. Say for example, he is well-known professor for any technology, fermentation technology. He's there in IIT Bombay. IIT Bombay is known for that. Now fermentation technology is used in various fields. It is used in breweries, it is used in dairies, it is used in other food industry based products also. Now we need to understand a particular technology related to fermentation. Obviously, how we will learn if there is no connection, and that professor is there in IIT Bombay. Either I move up to IIT Bombay, clear my doubts, or what else can be made? The teacher would shoot certain videos relative to fermentation technology, and then those lectures can be placed over a web page, hosted over a web page, right? And they can be viewed for training, for education, for any other research purpose also. They can be viewed upon. That becomes an open education resource, where there is an open license to connect to a particular educational content can be made, becomes an open educational resource also. Of course, it helps in improving the state of educational content delivery itself, right? Open education resource can also remain directed, targeted, right? Where we can have certain types of the courses which are being defined, and these courses are being utilized for providing a particular type of certificate course to a particular subject or a matter. Or they can be open, unstructured courses which are being created. Content relative to anything which is important is being made. Video content or audio content or text-based content is being made and is being available over the platform, right? Usually we also have open education resources which are being created. Many institutes, like for example our institute itself also has a very elaborate website that we have, and then the current affairs related thing, videos related to important topics over our app or over our website are being shared constantly, and that becomes an open education resource. That corner of the web page becomes an open education resource, where the content relative to a particular topic or a particular preparation or a particular examination or a particular enrichment in knowledge is being created and is being shared upon and is being utilized also. That becomes an open education resource also, right? When we look up to the basic advantages of open education resources, then the basic advantages are expanded access to learning. We can expand our access to learning up to a greater extent. Ability to modify course material. We can modify the course material constantly, easily. It is easy to modify the content over the OER, right? Ability to and enhancement of course material. We can add on large amount of the courses, can be add large amount of the content can be added over these resources, and which can be visualized and which can be accessed also, right? Rapid dissemination of information, since information is electronic, is stored over open platforms, so there could be easy sharing up of the information which can be made, and the dissemination of the information becomes fast and rapid also, like for example textbooks, notes, contents which can be made available. And it is also cost saving for the students. Student need not to pay cost for need not to pay for any type of the knowledge which is being assimilated or which is being gained right? It is all free of cost available, it is all open for all available, and that can be one advantage of it, right? The 5R strategy is being utilized by open education resources. That 5R strategy is retain, right? That means the right to make, own and control copies of the content. We can retain the content which is being made, right? We can store the content which we have created. Reuse, the right to use the content in wide range of the ways. We can keep on reusing, we can place it in different places also, right? A content is being once created and that can be used in different ways, in different time, right? Then we can revise also. The right to adapt, adjust, modify or alter the content itself, right? That is adaptation of it. Remix, the right to combine the original or revised content with other materials to create something new, right? That can also be taken up. And redistribute, the right to share copies of the original content. Your revisions or remixes can be made over here, right? So redistribute, remix, revise, reuse, retain. These are 5 R's of open educational resources which are being created, right? The open educational resources across the globe are some of the important aspects or some of the important tools of providing education through networks or through or creating distance education also. When we speak about open educational resources, OER, the OER platforms, they are being established under the initiatives taken up by UNESCO, right? And in 2012, UNESCO has created a Paris Declaration of OER, right? The Paris Declaration or Paris OER Declaration of 2012, based on which the open educational resources are being placed in any particular area. The objective of open educational resources is to provide free and qualitative learning, right? Large scale learning can be made over here. This has been created by UNESCO, and all the member countries of UNESCO, they are party to the Paris OER Declaration of 2012. The basic objective is to foster awareness and the use of OER, the basic objective of Paris Declaration. Facilitate an enabling environment for the use of information and communication technology in education, right? Reinforce the development of strategies and policies on OER, right? Promote the understanding and use of open licensing frameworks, right? Support capacity building for sustainable development of quality learning materials, etc. Foster strategic alliances. That means alliances between the stakeholders or the member countries, right? Encourage the development and adoption of OER in variety of languages and cultural context. Encourage research on OER. Facilitate the finding, retrieving and sharing up of the open educational resources, and encourage the open licensing of educational materials produced with public funds, etc. That has all been some of the important aspects of open educational resource declaration, right? That helps to establish OER, that helps to collaborate with OER, provide funds to the OER also, right? And then encourage the utilization of ICT in educational content delivery also, that has been made. Under this, the government of India has also taken multiple initiatives for establishment of OERs in India. The major types of OERs that we have is e-Gyan Kosh of IGNOU, where the IGNOU based books are being available. Many of you might have downloaded IGNOU books from e-Gyan Kosh. That is an OER, open educational resource, right? E-Yantra, which is being used for teaching robotics in engineering education for IIT Bombay, right? Then National Repository for Open Educational Resources, NROER of NCERT and MHRD, which helps to bring in the NCERT books also and the content which is being created by NCERT for the open platform, right? Then we can have National Science Digital Library, NSDL, which is also being created recently under NISCARE, right, in New Delhi, which is also an open educational resource which is being created. Then Project Oscar, open source courseware animation repository for IIT Mumbai, is also being created. Then Sakshat portal of IGNOU is also an OER where the content relative to IGNOU or certain courses can be made. Then VASAT, which is Virtual Academy for Semi-Arid Topics, has been established by ICRISAT Hyderabad, which is also an open source resource or open educational resource relative to climatology or related to meteorology also, right? In this way, the open education resource are being created. One of the important example of open educational resources, if we understand, then the most important open educational resource or type of open educational resource is MOOC, which is Massive Open Online Courses. Massive Open Online Courses are a type of open education resource which is being created. Massive Open Online Course basically are repository of video based content, right? When we create a large scale array of video, right, we can say video relative to a particular subject, video related to particular content, video related to a particular course, when they are being created and they are hosted constantly over a particular web-based platform, right? A large-scale video-based repository is being created and is being provided an open access. That becomes a massive open online course. Massive open online course, right? This is an online course aimed at unlimited participation and open access via the web, right? Basically, open access features are provided with the Massive Open Online Course, which can be anyone can connect, anytime can connect, anywhere can connect, right? Open licensing of content, structure, learning goals to promote the reuse and remixing of the resources. Or there could be closed access, where restrictive access is being given to MOOC. Certain students of say a particular college, a particular university, etc., they can connect and they can utilize the resource of MOOC. So MOOC act as a repository of videos, right, content which can be made available online for the use in education or the delivery of education itself, right? There are two types of the open online courses which are being created, or MOOCs which are being created. One is C-type MOOC, right, which is community MOOC also, which is also a connectivist MOOC, which is based on connectivist pedagogy, right, which indicates that material should be aggregated rather than pre-selected, remixable, repurposable and feeding forward. Basically, C-type MOOC which are being created, they are created just in a random way, right? Videos or lectures are being created for a particular subject. There is no defined streamline that this particular thing lead to this particular aspect, right? It is just created for the knowledge sake. The videos are being created over a particular subject or for a particular topic, and they are being stored. Anyone can view such videos, anyone can take a storehouse of those videos also, right? Or the redistribution of such videos can be taken up, right? Like for example, we have placed say videos relative to information and communication technology over YouTube. They are being placed randomly. This is not directed that those videos will provide you a particular degree or a certification or something. That is just for the knowledge sake. Anyone wants to view, it can view, or they can view and they can access those resources. That becomes C-type MOOC. That is mostly required for community purposes. The second type of MOOC is X-type MOOC, XMOOC, which are targeted when the education is being directed towards a particular certification course. Using such type of MOOC, certain certificates, skill levels or skill assets can be generated, right? They are characterized by a specified aim of completing the course, obtaining certain knowledge certification of the subject matter, etc., right? So C-type is directed for community, X-type is directed towards the student's benefit, right? So when we look up to MOOC, basically MOOC or Massive Open Online Course, what is massive? It can be anything. Any number of courses can be defined, any number of videos can be made available subject to the availability of those which would make the videos, right? It has an open registration, right? There is no charge which is being taken up. It can have local cohorts where the localized teachers or localized resources can be used. It can be self-paced, right? That means we can learn through those videos whenever we want to pause, whenever we want to repeat. All of this that can be taken up. It has start and the end dates also. Some of them they do have, some of them are unlimitedly placed over a particular web resource. It can also provide college credits. That happens in the X-type MOOC. It can also provide badges, certificates of course. The role of instructor is also brought in over here. A particular instructor or a teacher who is good enough on a particular subject, it can be highlighted, can be brought onto a particular platform, right? Learning community is being created over here, right? Then scripted assessment and feedbacks can be generated over here, right? We can have feedback loops which are also generated. We can have assessment of the courses. We can have comments which are being made, etc., etc., right? It provides open content it provides content free of charge, it is affordable, it can also provide real-time interaction. All of these, they can also take place with the help of open online courses. The benefits that the massive open online courses provide is that it helps in improving the access to higher education, providing an affordable alternative to formal education system, provides helps in sustainable goal to provide education or free of cost education to all, right, offers a flexible learning schedule, right, online collaboration, etc. can be made with the help of massive open online courses, and that in that case they can be helpful also, right. Next, if we understand, then the example of MOOC that we have, the best example of massive open online course that we have, or open education resource also, MOOC is a type of OER only, right, are Swayam MOOC. Swayam massive open online courses, these are the initiatives which are being taken up by Ministry of Human Resource Development, right. Swayam study webs of active learning for young aspiring minds is the basic initiative which is being taken up by Ministry of Human Resources to bring in the content relative to school education, or we can say college education, starting from class 9 to postgraduate level. The content and resources can be made available online in an MOOC platform, right. The objective is to give coordinated stage and free entry to the web courses, right, and covering all the advanced education, high school and the skill sector courses, etc. can be made available, right. This can remain as the open courses which are being created, right. It was launched in July 2017. It is developed corporately by MHRD and AICTE, All India Council for Technical Education. Both of them, they are the party to this, right. The factual information in certain initiatives is more important. Then it is also been created in cooperation with Microsoft Corporation, right. It is equipped for facilitating 2000 courses, right. More than 2000 courses can also be brought in. It has been upgraded recently. Platform offers free access to everyone and host courses from class 9th till post-graduation level. The videos over different subjects can be made are available over Swayam MOOC, and they can be viewed upon, right. It enables professors and faculties of centrally funded institutes like IITs, IIMs, IISER, etc. to teach students, right. They can record videos and they can host those videos over Swayam MOOC platform itself, right. Courses offered by Swayam are recognized by Government of India, right, as the certificate courses. All the courses are valid in the country, and also UGC has announced a credit framework for online learning course through Swayam Regulation 2016, where if a particular person takes up courses, right, Swayam act as a C-type and X-type both, C-type for certain courses and X-type for certain courses. So for distance education, if a particular student wants to take a certificate course over certain things, then they can register over Swayam. Nominal fee can be paid, and then registration can be made over Swayam, and then they can get certificates. They have to appear for examination, of course, for a particular course, and credits can be given. This all system has been created by UGC already, right. So it can be asked in this way, that Swayam hosts large number of courses, right. Certificate courses are not hosted by Swayam, but then that statement may not be correct. Certificate courses are hosted by Swayam. Swayam provides certificate courses also, right. Or another way, MOOC are the registration are the repositories of large scale content required for education or digital education. Second statement, MOOC do not have facility to provide registration to a particular course or certificate to a particular course. They do not provide certificate courses, but this is not correct. X-type MOOC provide the certificate courses also. The 4 quadrants of Swayam which are being taken up are e-tutorial, that helps in providing the tuition, that helps in providing the content, or that helps in tutoring the students, or that helps in hosting the classes. E-content, content may be can be made available in the form of books or PDF materials. Discussion forums are hosted, where questions can be posted over discussion forums and they can be asked with respective teachers. Assessment can be made, right. Assessment of these students can also be made. That becomes important over here, right. Currently in Swayam MOOC, 203 institutes are participating, which host nearly 2,748 courses, right. More than 1 crore students have already enrolled. 9 lakh of them have exam registrations also, and mostly around 600 certificate courses are being distributed, 6 lakh certificate courses are being distributed successfully by Swayam MOOC. Right. Swayam MOOC has also started Swayam Prabha, which is an educational learning platform which can be made available over the DTH channels. There are 34 DTH channels over which the Swayam Prabha is made available, and it is 24/7 available content which is being created over here, right, by Swayam Prabha. The Swayam MOOC is coordinated by 9 major organizations in India: AICT, All India Council for Technical Education, UGC, NIOS, National Institute for Open Schooling, NCRT, IIM Bombay, IGNOU, NITTR, that is National Institute for Teacher Training and Research, right, CEC, NPTEL, National Program for Technology Enabled Learning, etc. These are these 9 major coordinators of Swayam MOOC, which helps in establishment of a large scale MOOC in India, right. Another MOOC which is government funded MOOC in India is NPTEL. This is older than the Swayam MOOC. NPTEL, or National Program on Technology Enabled Learning, is an initiative which has been taken up by the IITs and IISc. Right, it was initiated in 2003 and by 7 IITs: Bombay, Delhi, Kanpur, Kharagpur, Madras, Guwahati and Roorkee. Right, these are 7 IIC participating into this, and ISC. So 8 institutes, they have established a national program for technology enabled learning. Initially the idea was to have this particular project in 2 phases. Phase 1 was 2004 to 2009, and phase 2 was 2009 to 2014. In 2 phases, the educational content or videos related to educational content in the field of science, technology, etc., right, and engineering were to be created, and also basic sciences, fundamental sciences, they were to be created, right. And it acts as an Indian online learning platform for university level science, technology, engineering and mathematics subject, right. University level subjects, they can be provided. This initiative is funded by Ministry of MHRD.